Hello, this is Jennifer Warren, and you're listening to the Professional Dreamers Podcast. Because if you're not a professional dreamer, then you have no dreams, do you? But, professional dreamers get paid, and that's why I started thinking about how can we look at getting paid. And so this last week or so, that's what I've been looking at online, how to make money online, because, well, that's where we're all at, right? The first thing I did was I started asking around. I found out about this thing called Amazon Merch. Now, Amazon Merch is a free system. You can find it at merch.amazon.com. They're a subdomain of Amazon. And basically what you do is you go in and you create designs for t-shirts. And Amazon takes your designs and they look at them and they decide, well, I guess this would look good on a t-shirt, or no, you're trying to rip off somebody you never heard of who once upon a time had a trademark but it's lapsed. Or some nonsense like that. And, or maybe they think you're violating a copyright when in fact you're the person who owns the copyright. You don't know what their reasons are, but sometimes they'll email you within a week or two telling you, sorry, but we're not allowing you to put this thing on a t-shirt that you have the copyright and trademark for because somebody owns the copyright and trademark. And then you wind up having to go contact them again and deal with their lawyers and all this other crap, trying to convince them that just because a copyright and trademark exists doesn't mean that you're not the one who has that copyright and trademark. So this has been my experience so far with Amazon Merch, and frankly I find it very frustrating. But they have approved about 3 out of 4 of my designs on average. And I'm told that because it's not 100% that Amazon is likely to cancel out my Amazon Merch account, which took weeks to get, by the way, that they could cancel it out at any time. Frankly, I don't really care, because there's other ways to make money online than just letting Amazon take my designs and slap them on t-shirts. And essentially what they do is they'll give you like $3 or $4 a shirt, and you have no idea of who they're selling to or why these people are buying. So you wind up having to guess about what's going to sell and what's not. Some people are better guessers than others, and they do well. But if you want to make money, there's a very old saying, it takes money to make money. And I'll tell you something you already know. The world ain't all kittens and rainbows. It's a cruel, mean, nasty place, and Amazon is no different. So you need to have more than one way to make money online. Maybe merch will work for you, maybe it won't. But the bottom line is you need a lot more information than they're willing to give you. And that means you need to look at starting your own website. Now, the simplest way to do that is you can do one of two things. You can build a website using WordPress, and there's a very excellent interface to make it easy to build websites using WordPress, and it's called Beaver Builder. Now, it's got a lot of add-ons and extensions and whatnot. I happen to have bought all of them. It cost about $1,000 after I sunk money into everything, but it's actually kind of a fun way to build websites, and it's easy. And I bought the agency level, which means that I have the authority to go off and use it to build websites for other people, which is kind of cool. But that's just one way. The other, and that's great if you're doing drop shipping with someplace like, say, AliExpress, which is a supplier based in China. I wouldn't recommend doing that for one very good reason. Since Donald Trump decided in his wisdom to start an arbitrary trade war with China, the shipping times from China have gone from 2 or 3 days, after the time you put in an order, to 2 to 4 weeks. And that's not good for business. That will basically kill any business you try starting online using AliExpress. Not a good thing. Even though AliExpress has some really great products. I know because I've ordered some and always been very, very satisfied with what I got. But you can't turn around and mark up those products. They're basically the Amazon of China. And you can't mark it, and things come in at a lot cheaper prices because you're getting them at wholesale prices. But if you can't get them to your customers, what good is it? Because nobody wants to sit around and wait for them. So you need another source. This led me to looking around because I want to sell not just t-shirts, because let's face it, let's say you're doing a business, a niche business in bowling, for example. You're going to sell stuff to people who are into bowling. Well, people who are into bowling are going to want to buy more than just t-shirts. Sure, they're happy to have a t-shirt that says Fairy Bowlers League or whatever. But maybe they want Big Bob's Finest Kind Fish and Wine Whorehouse on them. You don't know. But where was I at? Oh, right. The point is, they're going to want more than just shirts. They're going to want the bowling bags. They're going to want the bowling balls. They're going to want the special little gloves that you wear for bowling to prevent any sweat from the hands getting on the balls and messing up their, what do they call? The thing where they roll the balls down the lane there. Well, they're going to want all these things, and they're going to probably want other things too. Maybe special bowling shoes. You don't know. Or maybe you do know. Maybe you're a bowler. And they're going to want all these things. And if you're going to do a bowling niche, you're going to want to sell everything. Not just the shirts. Not just the, that's how I roll t-shirts or whatever. You're going to want other things. And that's when you're going to want to look at what we call wholesale suppliers. And AliExpress, thanks to Trump, is not going to be your first choice. Not if you live anywhere in the United States. So, who else is there? So I started looking around and I found out about this company called SaleWho. SaleWho, that's HOO, is a pretty good program. It allows you to find out very, very quickly what sells the best and what most people want. And it's very, very easy to find that out. But it can only be used with eBay. You can't use it to hook up a Shopify store, for example. You can't use it just to hook up a WordPress store either. The only thing you can do, and no, you can't ship directly to Amazon. Everything has to go to eBay. And that's great if eBay is all you care about, but if you care about having more than one stream of customers, like I do, then you're going to want somebody else. So I emailed them and I said, look, you guys don't have a plug-in for WordPress. You don't have an add-on for Shopify. The only thing you can use your system for is eBay. And since you charged me $67 for your service, and I found out within a day that your service is pretty much useless to anybody who wants to sell in more places than just eBay, I want my money back. I want you to cancel the account and give me my money back. Well, they waited a day or two, and then they sent me back an email saying, well, you know, you can change your email. What? I mean, what? Seriously, I mean, how does changing my email, how is that going to make a plug-in or an add-on magically appear? And why isn't my email good enough if you have them? You know? So I sent back an email saying, hey, you know, you guys, you know, I'm thinking to myself, you know, anybody who's going to ignore what I've said and come up with some off-the-wall baloney like that, saying, change your email and everything will be fine, is basically trying to jerk me around. So I sent them back a letter saying, you know, I was very clear about my reasons for wanting to cancel my account and get a refund. I made my request within the first 24 hours, which means that legally I'm on very solid ground here where requesting a chargeback is concerned. And your idea that changing an email will make it an add-on or a plug-in piece of software magically appear does not respond to what I've said. Apparently you don't understand that I want to cancel my account and have my money refunded. Now, since you don't seem to understand that, I need to ask you one question. Do I need to hire a lawyer to explain it to you? Well, we will see what response we get from that one. In the meantime, I started looking around for another supplier. And I ultimately found one from a company called Wholesale 2B. That's the number 2 and the letter B, as in boy. Now, Wholesale 2B is a really good wholesale company, and they charge a lot less. I think it's like 30 or 40 bucks. And they hook you up with various drop shippers who will let you drop ship whatever products you like. And their tool set for setting up a drop shipping company is not as extensive as Sale Who, but again, the trade-off is that you can use your the Wholesale 2B account and hook it up directly with either a WordPress site or a Shopify site. And that's a pretty good thing because that's what you want. You want to be able to deliver your customers to Amazon, which you can do through either Shopify or, if you're good at it, if you're really good at it, WordPress. But you want to be able to hook up, like I said, your site to Amazon and eBay and a bunch of other companies online, all of which will bring you customers. Because the more people out there beating the bushes, so to speak, for customers, the more customers you're going to get. Now, taking that into consideration, we need to talk about how I set things up. Now, as you know, we've got the podcast and the blog on prodreamers.com. We also have a link on prodreamers.com to the store, which is mythicgifts.com. And you can go there and see what it is that I've done. And It's pretty impressive. I mean, it looks just like a WordPress site, except it's not